Impulse and Lack of Self-Control, The Curse of No Restraint. Welcome back. I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Generational Curses series. Impulse is not a minor character flaw. It is the enemy of destiny disguised as spontaneity. When a bloodline carries the curse of unchecked impulses, decisions happen before discernment, and consequences compound like interest. This curse rarely announces itself dramatically. It creeps in as a pattern of acting without thinking until recklessness becomes family culture. What does it look like? Generations of unplanned pregnancies. Families drowning in debt because gratification outruns income. Explosive tempers leaving relationships scorched. Sudden career quits followed by cycles of regret. At its root, this curse is the generational failure to master desire to pause, consider, and choose with intention rather than compulsion. Why? It persists. Impulse persists for 3 primary reasons. 1. Trauma and survival mode. When a lineage survives war, famine, or systemic poverty, urgency becomes ingrained. Acting fast feels like safety because historically, hesitation costs lives. That survival reflex mutates into dysfunction in peacetime, where instant action sabotages long-term stability. 2. Neurological imprint. The human brain loves dopamine. Every impulsive act, swiping a credit card, lashing out in anger, binge scrolling at 2 a.m. releases a chemical hit. Generational patterns teach the nervous system to seek those quick wins, wiring the next generation for craving rather than discipline. 3. Cultural reinforcement. Modern society worships immediacy. Buy now, pay later. Swipe for love. Click to unlock. Digital culture trains the brain for micro-rewards, feeding an addiction to instant gratification. Families with a history of poor impulse control rarely resist these cultural cues, they amplify them. The generational mutation. In the past, lack of self-control appeared in obvious ways: gambling away wages, infidelity, uncontrolled anger. Today, it hides behind screens and subscriptions. Financial, online shopping sprees disguised as retail therapy. Relational, rapid-fire dating apps enabling serial heartbreak. Health, binge streaming that erodes sleep cycles, leading to chronic fatigue. Different packaging, same curse, desire dethrones discipline. Impact across generations. Financial fallout, families trapped in perpetual debt because spending outpaces earning. Relational breakdown, marriages collapse under infidelity or uncontrolled temper. Health crisis, overeating, substance abuse, and sleep deprivation weaken bodies and shorten lifespans. Legacy loss, opportunities vanish because immediate pleasure outranks long-term strategy. Breaking strategy, from reaction to restraint. Impulse can only be broken by installing a pause between desire and decision. Step 1. Awareness. Track your triggers. Impulse thrives in shadows. To kill it, drag it into light. Behavioral audit. For 7 days, log every impulsive act: purchases, outbursts, late-night binges. What triggered it? Boredom, stress, validation hunger, family pattern. Check. Did your parents model think fast, act faster? Did big decisions in your family feel reactionary rather than strategic? Note it. Step 2. Refusal. Declare war on default impulse is a reflex. Breaking it requires a verdict. Speak this aloud. I refuse to let impulse pilot my decisions. My choices serve destiny, not dopamine. Symbolic action. Delete one app designed for instant gratification, be it shopping, gambling, or hookup platforms. That single act signals a shift from reaction to intention. Step 3. Behavioral reset. Install deliberation protocols. Impulse thrives where systems are absent, so build them. The 24-hour rule. No non-essential purchases without a full day's pause. Most cravings expire when stripped of urgency. Anger delay. Before reacting, breathe for 90 seconds. This interrupts adrenaline's command center. Pre-commit boundaries. Budget your money, time, and even caloric intake in advance. Pre-commitment beats willpower. Step 4. Interventions. Repair the impulse engine. Therapeutic work. Explore trauma roots that conditioned urgency. Cognitive behavioral strategies help retrain response patterns. Accountability circles. Partner with someone who monitors your impulsive zones, spending, relationships, habits. Secrecy is impulse's oxygen. Exposure is its executioner. Spiritual anchors. Practices like fasting, meditation, and disciplined prayer recalibrate craving by teaching mastery over appetite. Step 5. Repatterning. Build a culture of control family scripts. Normalize phrases like, let's think before we leap. Make pause a family value, not a private struggle. Create friction. Add steps between urge and action. Uninstall one-click payment, disable autofill, or move social apps off your home screen. Legacy habits. Teach children micro-disciplines, saving allowance instead of spending it all. Journaling emotions instead of erupting. Tools for reinforcement. Behavioral. Impulse journal. Log urges, triggers, and replacement behaviors daily. Visual cues. Post reminders in high-risk zones. Pause. Pleasure. Psychological. Affirmations. I choose what serves my future, not my craving. Visualization. Picture the outcome of restraint before action. Spiritual. Ritual. Fasts. Schedule periodic abstinence from non-essential pleasures to strengthen mastery. Prayer or meditation. Anchor stillness as a lifestyle, not an emergency brake. Impulse pretends to offer freedom, but it delivers chains that bind a family to cycles of chaos. Discipline is not punishment. It is power in structure. When you master the pause, you don't just save money, health, or relationships, you reclaim the steering wheel of your lineage. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and what you just watched is part of my signature program, the Chosen One series inside School of Soul. This series is not just a course, it's a blueprint for those who know they were different from the start. The black sheep, the scapegoat, the truth teller, the cycle breaker. Inside, you'll discover the family roles playbook, the golden child, the scapegoat, the enabler, the lost child, and how to finally step out of the part you were cast in without consent. How the black sheep becomes the goat, turning rejection into radical transformation and leadership. How to break generational curses and rewrite ancestral contracts so the pain stops with you. And how to recognize and escape modern forms of spiritual and technological targeting, from gang stalking to synthetic synchronicity. This isn't just about survival. It's about awakening, about reclaiming your voice, your lineage, and your destiny as one of the chosen ones. Click the link below to access the full series now, because the role ends the moment you decide it does, and the real script begins with you.